Oh, so this is Batwoman episode 3. Yeah, I don't know how much more of the show I'm gonna be able to actually pay attention to. I had to go back and really re-look at some clips. Like, I watched the thing, but full disclosure, I did watch the thing kind of as the show's intended. Well, hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. I did watch episode 3 of Batwoman, or Batwoman, whatever you want to call her. It went in one ear and out the other. And of course I did watch it as the show's intended. While you're on Twitter, you're supposed to be doing other things and look up when something interesting happens. So if you watch it like that, it's kind of an interesting little cringe watch. There's some hilarious moments in this. It starts off by pretty much summing up the entire problem with the show is that Batwoman comes in, she rings a bell she can't unring, or blows a dog whistle she can't unblow, as Alice says. Alice is the only interesting character. She's hamming it up, overacting, scenery chewing, just having a blast with this character. Meanwhile, poor little Ruby Rose is sitting there drowning in any outfit they're putting her in. They're probably putting her in smalls or extra smalls, petite smalls, whatever. And she's just drowning in these things. They're so oversized for her. And it's noticeable. It is noticeable. She is model thin. And I know, it's a nitpick, but it's a little distracting to see every 5 seconds, they're talking about, oh, it's the suit, blah, blah, blah. And then just to remember how, okay, well, she's clearly in this job because they want a certain model body type to fit to fit in the suit. I get it. The camera's going to add 10 pounds because you're watching a 2D thing instead of a 3D thing. I get it. It's going to distort it a little bit, and they want slim people. They don't want people to look like me, panting through their little action sequences. But at the same time, give me somebody, like, there's so many action sequences that are just so implausible. I tune out, I zone out. And I guess, like, the biggest problem with the series that I'm having is it is mind-numbingly slow. It is a slog to sit through. It is here, can I pop this on screen here without maybe for about a second here. So if you look here, she's just drowning in any outfit they put her in. And I don't mean that to be mean to Ruby Rose. I think she's a lovely woman, and she's probably a good actress. Not in this. Oh, she's just not very good in this one. Like, no line looks or comes out of her mouth believable. There's so many little distracting things that I don't care what's going on. So apparently you got this one guy who's Batman or Bruce Wayne's rival as a kid. You got her ex drama who married some guy. She's being sent to protect the sister who's sneaking off and working in like a startup illegal hospital, basically. And she's got this persona as being a party girl. It's such a long little slog, though. I mean, again, it's every day. It's like, oh, and Alice does something bad and she gets away. We gotta go chase her. It's like they dragged out a 2-part episode to be an entire season of something, and that's the pacing that it has. But at the same time, they're kind of rushing through everything. They go from thing to thing to thing. Like, when does she have time to get that? When does she disappear and do this? It is something so distracting, right? And yeah, full disclosure, I am kind of watching it while I'm on Twitter because it's hard to pay attention to. And there's a lot of shows that I have trouble paying attention to, like Star Trek Discovery is one of them. I guess for example of something really, really good that I really am engaged with is something like The Dark Crystal. My biggest problem with that one is that they drop them all at once, and I have maybe time to watch one episode of something a week, maybe. I'm using it to watch Batwoman, but to be fair, I'm not actually just devoting the hour to Batwoman. I'm also on Twitter. I'm also, I got out of the shower and brushed my hair out while, I pop that on, pause that to go grab something to eat, come back, eat a little bit, watch some more. I'm watching it in little bursts because it's a difficult sit. I mean, if they were to go full on over the top ridiculous 60s camp, this would be an amazing show. It's got moments of it. It's like you took Alice from the 1960s Batman show and you plunked her in this mopey teenage adult drama, like young adult drama. I'm more interested in just following this chick around, like, bar hopping. She's kind of flirting a little bit with the bartender at the snooty hoity-toity party. That is way more interesting. It's anytime she puts on the bat suit and there's anything Batman related. It's so implausible, unbelievable, etc., etc. You know, she sets up this scenario where Batman abandoned everybody, but now she's parading as Batman, so they think he's back, and then he hasn't been seen for 3 weeks now. And she's like, oh crap, I gotta fix this. So this is the episode where she finally puts on the wig and the Batwoman outfit. You know, it's harmless. It's like a filler. It's a time slot filler, right? And you know what they used to do back in the day with television? I'm a lot older than I probably look. One of the things they used to do back in the day of television is they would throw a show on just to fill a time slot to cover the slot of a canceled show. And it would be something they threw together really quickly, or something they could get cheaply, something that they could get made and produced quickly. This has had extensive reshoots, probably a way bigger budget than they like to admit, and is basically the quality and care of one of those little filler sitcoms or filler dramas. You know, they would do that. You would have the big 3 networks in the day, and you still kind of do. You have the big networks, and in their little time slots, they'll have, like, their hit. And then they'll have just some filler to see if it takes off. And that's all the show really is. It is filler that they're trying to market as the next big hit show. And this is what they've been doing for decades in television. I remember this when, before Friends premiered, they said, hey, here's the newest NBC hit sitcom, Friends, premiering in a week. Well, how do you know it's a hit if it hasn't premiered yet? And that's how they're treating this show. But this isn't quality or interesting. And full disclosure, didn't watch Friends, don't care about it. Just using it as an example. That was probably where I got a little bit cynical, was the 90s with this stuff, where I started paying attention and noticing how things were being marketed and presented to us. And if you're telling me the show's a hit before it's even on, then that's just marketing tricks to fool the masses and the lemmings. And I'm sure it was a fine show, but, you know, and that's what they're doing with this one. They're trying so desperately to make this a hit while they're fixing and piecing together and reshooting. And the only thing that would make this a hit would be just going in the complete cringe direction. Go as over the top, as crazy as you can get. Be as ridiculous as you can be, because that is when the show is actually entertaining, when it is just owning the fact that it's a kind of a crappy premise. When the bad guy's calling out pretty much all the issues I've had with the show. You got Alice pretty much saying, yeah, your problem is you're Batman and you don't know how to fix. This is another one of those really heavy-handed shows too, where she's very much like, oh crap, I didn't want all this responsibility. I don't think I can do this. I should have thought before I did this. And then, you know, this is coming from Ruby Rose, Katie Kane. Then she goes over to Alice. Alice repeats back the same thing. It's one of those type of shows where they're not really... They're not trying for, like, a subtle glance that tells you all you need to know about the relationship of 2 characters. No, they're very heavy-handed. They're very much, they're going for the demographic. I think they're going for people who are just going to watch it while they're on their phones on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever, on Instagram. And there's nothing wrong with making a show about that, but don't pretend it's anything better. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my little review of this. I am Mecha Random 42, and I will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!